Mircha, how are you, sir?
Hey, good morning.
I think we do have to order one of those
The
M2
drive?
in NVMe drives and put it in there.
Okay.
And make sure that the GPU cable's connected. I just got Hawkeye, who's the ODM for Marvell. I just got response back from them, and I told them what the issues we're seeing are. So hopefully we'll get some support from them to get those cards working.
Yeah, I'll get a response from HE if they connect the power cable. Now, if the server doesn't have one available, then we are a bit screwed. But let's see.
Yeah.
I hope the ARM server has.
It has the appropriate power.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's gonna be a month till we order the adapter.
Yeah, I know. I'm finding that these cards you need to know what server, what GPU core, what DPU you're going to use, and if there's any dongles that you need to connect to it. So all of that stuff.
Yeah, I solved my problem by ordering, I think, an Asus server, I think it was, or something like this, which holds like 8 or 10 GPUs, double slotted GPUs, and has fans for the GPUs, has extra power cords for the GPUs, and I had to order USB PCIe card with many USB ports because the motherboard had only 2 ports, and I was running out of USB ports. And with that, anything I plugged in there worked, except Pensando. Because Pensando doesn't have an extra power cord, but I think they pull 65, 75 watts from the PCIe slot, and that motherboard somehow, it just doesn't do it.
Huh.
And the Pensando boots for a couple of stars, and the moment you apply load, it's like, not enough power. See you. And Asus tried to fix it, and Pensando basically kind of responded to them, you guys are small peanuts, we don't have time for you. So if you want to figure it out on your own, fine. If not,
oh my gosh,
we work with Dell HP. Is like,
yeah.
But anyway, everybody else works there.
Yeah.
Especially for me, the biggest problem was actually Mount Evans. I mean, Dayton Peak, whatever I have, because it's full length, full height, whatever.
Yep.
But if you put the power connector, I feel like it goes longer to fit the power connector. And any server that was claiming full length, full height, I placed it whenever I was trying to put the power connector, either was hitting the case, either was hitting some fans inside.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and yeah, because of the connector sticks out when you plug the cable, and then how hard can I bend that cable and so on for power?
Yeah.
So this GPU server is the only one where it fit with no problem.
Okay, good.
So I think I put one to buy one similar, a newer version for OPI as well, so we can just dump all the DPUs in there till somebody buys a server dedicated for each DPU. Basically, that would be like the entry level. Okay, ship a DPU, we'll put it in there, we bring it up, and then if you want to make a dedicated setup for it, that's fine. We can wait 2 months while we purchase a server.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Yeah, Boris pinged me a couple of times yesterday.
Boris is here.
Oh.
Hi, Boris.
Hey.
I saw you guys. You were like going back and forth. It was my phone.
Yeah,
how I mute myself. Hello, guys.
Sorry. My phone was like a pinball machine. yesterday between you two.
Were you able to resolve the BMC password, or I need to reset
Yes,
it
I
or something?
fixed. Yeah,
Okay,
everything is
perfect.
fixed.
Oh, good.
Perfect.
And we were able to run the Ansible playbooks to the real from the GitHub through the GitHub Actions, through the runner inside the lab, over VPN to the actual Bluefield 2 DPU card.
Awesome.
Nice.
Everything is running.
Okay. I have that PR that fixes one test, and hopefully today I'll fix the other 2 tests from the 3 I have submitted. So hopefully with yours, we'll have 4 tests running and passing.
Yeah.
And then, Paul, we need to finish this one, basically your demo with provisioning, but if we need for the Marvel cards, the cable and so on, then it will take longer. It's not just
Yeah, no,
software.
I can do that on the Intel or BF3.
Intel is not installed, but we have the BF2 installed.
We
I
have
don't think we have a BF3.
installed. Okay. I can probably get it installed. When we did that before, the BF2 just did not have enough power to do much once we got an OS and Nginx on there, but we can try it. For a
Compute
demo and
power, you're
for
saying,
how to
I think.
provision it, that'll work.
Okay.
I'm gonna put you on mute real quick and get a glass of water. I'll be right back.
Paul didn't ask me permission for that. All right, that was a joke. Hi, guys. How are you doing today? Sounds like you two were pretty busy yesterday trying to get stuff up and running.
Yeah.
Rahul, go ahead.
Just a quick note, Laura. Yesterday, I also asked Joe White and Mark Sanders to try to log in into the VPN into the lab. So because of we cannot do everything from the web UI, because they'll prohibits us to actually install the VPN appliance. So we found the workarounds.
Okay.
So we'd like somehow to maybe spend time. Joe White created kind of template for the documentation, how we document it, but I think it's was missing piece on our lab like documentation pages is how we actually do the login. I know Paul showed it on TSC, so I watched the recording, but I think we need to clearly document. If you want to get to the lab, you need to do 1, request user password, 2nd, go to this URL page, change the password, I don't know, download with 2, 3, 4 different methods, how you download the VPN, and then how you connect. So it would be nice to have this kind of documented.
But you want to document, that lists how to access the lab.
Yes.
Okay. Hold on, let me pull up the project real quick.
And you had
add an action for that.
Boris, I haven't used a Windows box in 15 years, so I don't know the VPN client that's on there. You said you were able to get it to connect with whatever's native on a Windows box?
So the native Windows built-in VPN didn't work. So what we did instead is, because Dell allows us to install applications through the Microsoft App Store.
Okay.
So I was able to install the F5 Access app instead. Okay. And that adds another option into the Windows VPN to have either built-in or the F5. So I used the F5 selection. And then I was able from my Windows machine also to connect to the VPN.
Okay.
So that's what
Boris, can you send me those steps? Actually, I'm also struggling to get access to the lab Marvel. I mean, at Marvel also I'm not able to get. I've raised a ticket, but if you know how to do it to the App Store, I can try that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure, thank you.
I can post it in the Slack channel, and then you can see the directions. I'll also post the link. I have a link to the actual app in the Microsoft App Store. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Is this correct, Boris? We need to write the instructions for connecting to the lab or connecting via the VPN?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we need to decide what is the procedure. Do we want people to ping Paul directly to get the user password and add it to the, like, at least we need to document like how to
Need-
get the initial user.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've got Sridhar asking the IT department about using anything that Linux Foundation has for single sign-on. Maybe the groups.io that, you know, we all have to have our Linux Foundation ID. That might be useful. We've talked about GitHub, but Boris, you thought that wasn't something we should do?
No, I just said that once it becomes a burden and a lot of users asking for it, let's do it then. I just wasn't sure how many people wanted the access. I didn't say it properly when we need it.
Okay. Yeah, is Intune the App Store? Is that, because I found a message on how that you just go to the App Store and that the F5 access application is in.
Yes.
I'm assigning it, Paul, to you and to Boris. Instructions for connecting to the lab, because Boris, you'll read it and say, I don't like this, or I do like that. And Paul, you'll build the baseline. I can help you guys too, if you want, unless you already have a baseline here.
I'm looking for a good one on our webpage. So, and you got a broken link on the webpage.
I do, or you do?
We do in F5's webpage.
Got it. Okay, do we want to go through issues or do we want to take a nap? Sorry. I was supposed to be funny. Well, it was funny as far as I was concerned.
I have only one issue.
Okay.
The Grafana installation, I think, was not proper and it messes up the Linux updates because I think they added some 32-bit repo instead of 64. I don't know. So I have an issue open.
Okay, you built it? Or
It's
you
already
added it, or you reopened an issue?
It's a new issue opened.
Okay, where is it in the list? Is it in the to-do or is it? See, these are all done. Network design, define, order, use mass, Ansible playbook, open telemetry. This,
939 is assigned. You can assign it to me.
line 59 or line 13?
939.
39, where's line 39?
Yeah. 12 number here. See, number 12.
12? This one? The open telemetry collector aggregator?
Yeah, this one.
Okay,
Yeah, once I get access to the lab, I can bring it up.
thanks, Rahul. Much appreciated. You should have, well, you have GitLab access. You don't have lab
No,
access, correct?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
trying to get
You're waiting
that,
for login. Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that. We appreciate it.
Sure.
I'm not seeing the Grafana one.
It's under issues in GitHub, not under tasks. So it's not part of project plan. It's just a normal issue
Got it.
raised.
So you put it elsewhere. So where is it? It's in the main project issues.
Yeah, here, if you click on API POC,
Yeah, you just put it in the issues. You didn't put it against the project. Got it.
yeah, and if we can just assign the issue, I don't remember who this is a Grafana. We don't need to create a task and everything, just to assign it. Yeah, DH1 Grafana in release does not support architecture, the third item in the list.
So who opens fixing that? You?
Now, whoever did the Grafana stuff,
Who did the Grafana stuff? Was it you, Marcia?
no. I would have fixed it myself if it was me.
Did Chanley do the Grafana work?
Probably, but I'm not sure. I don't have the rights to assign it to anyone, so. I don't know if you click on it, maybe, yeah, if you can assign it to Chanley.
Don't install Grafana on the bare metal, please, ever. Just run a container.
He doesn't know that.
No, we talked in the meeting to do containers for the services, not to install
Everything
bare metal.
containers. Yeah, no apt-get installs, please. Everything is containers. Otherwise, we'll be struggling with all the dependencies forever. And so there is already a existing like I showed you, I did everything on the OpenTelemetry repository. Like you don't need to work hard. You just run Docker Compose up and it's all up and running. I'll post it here in the chat. That's a Docker Compose YAML, including all the OpenTelemetry, including the InfluxDB and the Prometheus and the Grafanas. Everything is up and running.
So recognize the fact that Chanley might be new to certain things. If you assign something to him, even if you tell him he may make a mistake, we have to go back and let him know that he's made a mistake somewhere. He's an SE1. So new to the world. He's like a newborn baby.
It's totally fine. Now he has a bug. We can explain. I'll add more verbiage in the bugs then.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I will send him a link to this and let him know that there was an issue.
So I added all the instructions for installing the VPN, and I also commented where they're working on this specific issue right now.
Yep. I pinged him and let him know that this had been assigned to him. He'll take a look at it. Okay. What do we need to be thinking about today that we haven't? Do we want to go through our open issues or where are you guys at?
Yeah, open issues could be good.
Okay.
Another one I'm working on with Sridhar right now is changing from the domain that I simply purchased out there and set up with Cloudflare to having a subdomain delegated to us. And so he's working with the IT team to figure out what they need in order to delegate like lab.opiproject.org to us. And then we'll host DNS for that subdomain and be able to do it.
Yeah, great. Great news.
Okay, so create credentials to lab access and store it in 1Password. This is in progress. We were already talking about that. Create SCTPD boot server. Bootstrap server. Statuses of this.
So remind me what the physical infrastructure we have right now to host all these services, like DHCP, the Bootstrap server. Like, do we have one dedicated server or VMs? Like, how we work?
Yeah, we have a dedicated server that handles the DHCP for the lab.
Mm-hmm. So we can call it a management server and then host all these services on this management server?
Yeah, right now it's the DH1 server. It's the DHCP host or DPU host server 1 because we're still waiting for the real management server to arrive.
Okay.
Is that correct, Mircea?
Yeah, that is correct. And works. And that also provides the routing between the private and the public network.
I thought that we have a gate, like I'm looking at the IPs MD. I thought that the gateway is what doing that for public IP, no? Or that's a plan and it's not what we do right now.
The F5 unit, I think, was not able to handle that. Initially, I think we thought they did, but then they didn't.
Okay.
Uh,
Go ahead.
handle what? I'm sorry, Mircea.
The routing between the public and private.
Oh, we could do that. Yes. I haven't set it up that way. I just said so far all I've done is
Oh, okay. Oh, so
Yeah.
it's just a configuration part, not a capability part.
yeah.
So let's create an issue to do it.
Okay.
And I can create, if you want, I can actually create virtual servers on the big IP to specific items inside the lab as well. So you could hit a public IP and port combo on the external, and it would be load balanced or proxied to whatever resource on the internal you want. I just need
What's
to know
the issue that we're
what we do.
creating here? What issue are we creating, guys?
Configure big IP as router from public to private networks.
The question is, do we want to expose anything from the private lab on the public IP?
Yeah, that is a question.
At this
cannot
moment,
think of any. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
at this moment, I exposed and I left it exposed the serial aggregator, whatever, the serial ports. Because if I lose that, I'm not able to manage anything in the lab.
Yep.
So that's still a public IP, and that's the only one I left. But yeah, open to discussion.
Because you can lose the VPN server itself. That's
Because if I lose VPN or anything, or even the switch that manages the traffic, the Tor basically, and so on, then my serial is the only way in the lab.
Let's go through our to-do list actually, instead of the in progress list, and see where some of those things are at, because my gut check is some of those things have moved over. So Paul, what does P2P2 shirts mean?
PDP is my initials and 2 shirts. Years and years ago, I ran 2 businesses at the same time, and we had polos for each business, and I would change shirts depending on which meeting I was in.
You mean like how you change between OPI and F5 between?
Yeah, kind of like that. How I change between my Zoom profiles between OPI and F5.
Mhm. That's awesome. All right. Okay. Open telemetry collector aggregator. That's Rahul's action item. We already talked about that. Ansible playbook for lifecycle management. We're probably nowhere near starting that, correct?
we almost finished. Already started.
Yeah, Boris has almost got that done.
Let's move that to in progress then, shall we, gentlemen? Look at that, something off the list. Let's see. Order SanDisk drives for imaging and ARM servers. Is that done? I bet it's done.
Not started.
Okay, great. Good to know it's not
And
started.
who's the owner?
Right now it's you, Marcia, but it doesn't have to be you.
Okay, I didn't volunteer to order, so
I will get rid of the owner and we will come back to that. Identify high priority use cases. Paul? Probably not ready there. Create a reservation system. I was going to do that. I'm not ready to do that yet. Install date and peak cards on the servers.
Yes, please.
It
we
needs
put
to
them
be
in?
done, but we don't have a server to put it in.
we don't have a server. We order the server, and Sridhar is dealing with purchasing it. We have the code and everything.
I heard Dan Daly like a couple of times saying that they will ship the Dayton Peak pre-installed in the Intel server.
Yeah,
Yep,
well,
But they didn't. So
I've asked Dan and everybody about 5 times for that, and I haven't gotten it yet.
Because it's 3/4 length of the card. You cannot install it just in any server.
Right? It's a huge card.
I know it fits in Dell server because we are shipping them.
Speaking of which, can
Yeah,
you get a line on that?
we bought a Dell. We bought I don't know, R760 or something. It was on the qualified
760.
server list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
760 is good. Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, side question for you. I don't know if you can answer this,
Sure.
for us. Can you get fast turnaround on those Dell servers?
Yeah, send me what's needed to be done. I'll send it to Joe White. He's a fellow and he have leverage in Dell. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think it's stuck on the Dell side. I think it's mostly on.
My reasons are selfish, Marcia. They're not related to the POC lab. Okay. All right, F5 hardware configured as a VPN server. You've done this, haven't you, Paul?
Done.
Man, I love seeing a team that just gets stuff done. It's so refreshing. Okay, so this is in progress. Use mass as a DHCP server.
That goes back to the reservation system. They're kind of tied together.
Got it. You and I need to sit down and work on that together then. I need help from you. I'm sure you have tons of free time for that.
Yep.
Order more transceivers for the
But
lab.
do we just on a previous do we want to bring maybe canonical guys here and like let them handle it? Because
That'd be awesome because I don't have the
Yes, do
chops
we
to do
have-
this.
Do we have canonical guys showing up?
not showing up actively in OPI, but we had a couple of conversations with them regardless to ironic stuff that they're doing. So we've been engaged with them a little bit. So we can ping them email wise and ask them.
Yes. That would be great.
Can you give me some names, please?
Sure. I'll try to find them right now.
Thanks, Boris.
And NVIDIA also can help us to facilitate because they're working with Canonical all the time.
Who from NVIDIA? Elad?
Anybody basically, right? Vlad is also good.
Maybe. Okay. Let's see. Define lab demos for road shows. That's a later. Test framework for POC group. That's done. Correct?
Which one?
I just moved this to done state. I don't know which one it was. Hold on.
Maybe we should filter out the duns.
Yeah, I did filter out the duns. I have a done state tab, I have a to-do state tab, and I have an in
Oh.
progress tab. And then I have an all issues view.
Laura, I posted in the chat the name that I have. I'll send another one once I find another one.
Okay. Well, I just moved something to done that may not have been done. So pick one of 3 servers, declare a new server, pick it. Did anybody catch what I just did? Network PDU, install PDU, test server, in-house hardware. Thank you, Paul.
It said framework in it. That's all.
Yeah, the test framework for the POC group. Is that done? Or do I need to move it back to in progress? That probably needs to be in progress or to do. All right, I moved it back. Order more transceivers for the lab.
Yeah, it's already in progress. We order them and Shidar is dealing with paying for them.
Got it.
I have to drop, sorry.
Have a great
All
day.
right.
Thank you, Marcia.
Marcia.
Let's go back to the in progress. A lot of these are assigned to Marcia. We did get an Intel server with the, we didn't get this, but we got the cards. So I'm moving that to done because it's not going to happen in any other way. this is done. Rack and install and configure big IP hardware, that should be done, right? Or you still have
Yeah.
to do, you're
No,
doing the
I just have, we'll call it maintenance work on the,
Okay.
change the domains and
Okay,
change the auth method and that sort of stuff, but, I'm waiting on tasks to make that happen.
I don't know
Paul,
that we can,
where did you store all the passwords for all the servers? Like I see all the IP addresses, and Mersha gave me one
They're
password.
in one password.
And
you-
it's one for everything, or
There's a one password, that is supplied by the Linux Foundation for us. And there is an OPI lab directory, in there, a vault, an OPI lab vault, and all the passwords are in there. I can,
no? I have an access. Yeah,
you have access to that?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's in the lab folder. And so we've been putting them in as we go along. As I find one that's missing, I put it in, or Mercher puts it in. So
Two lab folders.
there's two. I've only got one, but
okay. I'm gonna stop going through the list without Mersha here because I feel like he handles most of the activities in that list. Rahul, do you have any questions or updates for us today? Anything you wanted to cover or talk about?
Not much. So, I mean, I installed that F5 access, but I'm still getting failed to establish VPN connection. So I need to figure that out.
Okay,
is it okay. And you went to https://opi project -lab dot or VPN dot.
No, that is not accessible through Malware Network. So I've raised a ticket for that 5 days back.
Okay.
So still following up on that.
Okay, so it's just the VPN out isn't allowed on your network. Got it.
Yeah. So
I cannot be connected to my corporate VPN and this VPN at the same time because they have overlapping IP space. So I have to bounce back and forth between the two. I don't know if that's something you've got to do as well.
No, I cannot remove the VPN. So maybe I can try with my personal laptop, but yeah, that's the last resort, I guess.
Yeah, with your personal laptop, you could just go to that address in a browser and it will download
Yeah.
the components you need.
Cool. So maybe I'll wait this week if IT can help me. Otherwise, I'll just try it from my personal laptop and maybe access through that.
Okay.
It's almost dying, so I don't rely on my personal laptop. Yeah, so I think that's it from my side. So yeah,
All right.
get access.
thank you, Rahul. Awesome. Well, thanks, Rahul and Paul and Boris.
You
I
bet.
appreciate your time and I will circle up with you guys next week.
All right. Thank you much.
Okay, thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.